What if I told you a Roman soldier's sun hat survived for over 2,000 years? Not in Rome, but in the burning deserts of Egypt. And today, that same hat is sitting in a museum in England. Sounds unbelievable, right? This isn't treasure, armor, or even a weapon. It's a simple woolen hat. Something ordinary, yet incredibly rare. Ancient fabrics almost never survive. But thanks to Egypt's dry sands, this one did. Imagine a Roman soldier on duty under the Egyptian sun. He couldn't wear a heavy helmet all day. He needed this hat to shield his head from the scorching heat. This little piece of fabric reminds us that Romans were not just warriors in armor. They were humans, sweating, struggling, and adapting to survive. Think about the journey. From roaming Egypt, buried in desert sands, forgotten for centuries, and now displayed in Bolton Museum, UK. A soldier's hat that once protected against the sun is now protected behind museum glass. This hat is more than 2,100 years old, older than the Colosseum, older than Christianity itself. And yet it looks like something your grandfather might have worn on a hot day. That's the magic of history. Ordinary objects becoming extraordinary time travelers. One small hat surviving empires, deserts, and centuries. But how did it get there? Well, the story starts with the Romans. They conquered Egypt in 30 BC and ruled it for 700 years. It was part of their empire. The Egyptian province was called Egyptus, or the Alexandrian Empire. It was named after Alexander the Great, who founded the city of Alexandria in 331 BC. But let me tell you, it wasn't all sunshine and roses. Ruling over Egypt was tough. The locals didn't exactly love the Roman overlords. There were revolts and rebellions. So to keep things under control, Rome sent in the military, and that's where our story begins. These soldiers weren't just fighting battles. They were also trying to survive the elements. Life under the Egyptian sun was hot, really hot. These soldiers needed a way to protect themselves from the relentless heat, and that's when hats like these came in handy. Soldiers wore them to shield their heads and face from the scorching sun. This simple piece of fabric became their lifeline, a barrier between them and the harsh environment. But life is unpredictable, isn't it? One minute, everything's fine. The next, it's not. These poor soldiers didn't have much time to react. Their camp was attacked. They fought bravely. But sometimes, bravery isn't enough. In the end, many lost their lives. Some were injured, some fell ill, and amidst the chaos and suffering, a few possessions were lost, including their hats. They took off their hats and threw them into the sand, perhaps thinking someone else could use them, but no one came back to retrieve them. They were left behind, forgotten in the unforgiving desert. And then the earth did what the earth does. It swallowed them whole, burying them under layers and layers of sand. They became part of the earth, lost to time. Who would have thought that these hats would survive for so long? Over 2,000 years, they lay dormant, silent witnesses to a bygone era. Then one day, quite by accident, archaeologists stumbled upon them. It was a moment of pure excitement, like discovering a secret treasure. Carefully, they unearthed the hats, each one a portal to the past. Today, we can marvel at these ancient relics. Thanks to the dry climate of Egypt, these hats have survived in remarkably good condition, offering us a tangible link to the Roman era. Hats that once shielded Roman soldiers from the sun now shield the past from our eager but curious hands. Isn't that incredible?